I was out driving this 110 the other day, the steering was some sort of, not vague, but when you were driving it, all of a sudden it junked over like this, and I realised when I got back what the problem was. I mentioned earlier on an earlier video that the steering shaft was hitting the turbo, and that's what it must be, because I'm going to show you in a minute what the problem is and how we may be able to find a solution. So let's have a look first at the problem. This is quite tricky to film, so bear with me. Down here is the problem. You see where the turbo is here? And this is the steering. You know, the sliding joint on the steering in case you have an accident. I'm going to zoom in a little bit. And you can see when I turn the steering what is happening. It's rubbing against it. Now, that's not good at all. So, I'm trying to work out a way we can fix several things at once on this truck. Let's move the camera back and we'll have a look. Those chaps in Africa are a great bunch of lads. What they lack in mechanical knowledge, they make up with enthusiasm. What they've done is they've moved the engine forward in this 110 and thus caused an awful lot of problems. You see, we really need to move this engine somehow, just a bit, because as you saw, it's catching on the steering. I haven't got really a problem with the turbo, because I can take the turbo off, move the housing round and put the outlet going to the top, hook round and go into the intake. Easy. Well, via the intercooler. Just means a bit of pipe, that's all. Anyway, the thing is it level? Is the engine level? And is it high enough? You see, the thing is, on this side here, they haven't even got an engine mounting rubber. They've just welded the bracket onto a bit of angle iron, and then they've bolted the engine to the bracket. No rubber at all. I'm thinking, if we can get away with it, if we can lift this engine up a little bit, then we might be able to get away with this engine and leave this turbo, etc. Because it does actually go, it does work, but it's not connected up right. And this would save the customer a few pennies, because with other people, oh no, it just clipped out, just jumped out of its clip. It would save the customer a few pennies, which will go towards his brake booster, which he really needs, because that's buggered. So first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to try this. I know this is primitive, but I'm just going to put a level on the top of the radiator. No, it's on the top of the oil filler cap. That's what you get when you look at a camera, you don't look down here. And we can see here, I can get my finger under this side, but this side is tight. So that means it's lower on that side. Oh, I look like I'm a bit light-footed there, don't I? But it's a bit, it's lower on this side. That's better. But the thing is, what we need to find out is how much we can lift this engine up by. Can we lift it up? You see, because if we can lift it up, that's even better, rather than just tilt it a few millimeters. You know, because we've got to calculate where we're going to put the engine mount. So, how do we do that, Mike? Well, if you've got children, you can go and raid their toy box and get some plasticine. I'll show you how. Well, not to raid the toolbox, not to raid the toolbox, toy box, not to raid that, but just go and get some plasticine. Back in a bit, when I'm sensible. Here's a trick you can do. You'll like this one. Not a lot, but you'll like it. Remember Paul Daniels came from Redcar, you know. Oh, Dormanstown, Grangestown, something like that. Anyway, what you're going to do is you get some mucky old plasticine like this. It looks like a dog turd, doesn't it? Look at it. But you're going to get some plasticine. You're going to roll it into a ball, and you're going to put it on top of the highest point of your engine. It looks so rude. It's like rude food, isn't it? So, and then we're going to drop the bonnet, and then we can measure the thickness of the plasticine. How simple is that? But this won't work. And remember to shut it properly, don't just drop it down. Aha! Oh dear. Sometimes I amaze myself. Can you see that? Which way is zoom? A minute, there we go. So there we go, look at that. 3 fingers. I did 3 fingers because I can't find my bloody tape measure anywhere. We were making something the other day. Oh, Curtis has borrowed it, that's right. Anyway, the thing is, we've got under the fan housing here, the cowling. You see what they've done is they've cut the cowling down. It's supposed to go in an arch like that, but because they've moved the engine forward, they've cut the big arch at the top and they've moved it forward where it's lower. Oh, it's a bloody mess anyway. Half of it's missing. You know, I'm thinking lose the cowl, get rid of that, because the viscous fan doesn't work anyway. It's buggered. They've even tried to weld it up and that broke. Africans are not very good at welding, are they? Anyway, so what we could do is lift that engine up a little bit, and I bet you even about 25 millimeters, which is what, an inch in old money, we get that. So an inch off here, 25 millimeters, 25 millimeters, 25 millimeters. All right, a lot of mathematical people will be saying, yes, but because the distance is different from there to there, the angle and the dangle and this, that's going to be like 24.5 millimeters. Ah, bugger that. But it's going to be different and it'll lift up a bit. My cause, not a cause for concern, is this hose, because I think we'll just junk this. This piece of crap here, look, it's horrible. We'll make one out of steel. I think I can get away with it on the chip, because this cowl here is eventually going to cut through this radiator hose here, so it's got to go. Oh, I'm quite excited about that. Yeah, and for this side here, where they've where it's a bit low, so this side's a bit low, so if we bring it up even and then tilt it a little bit to get that level, we'll be alright. So that, what I'm trying to say is we can put a shim in this side mounting here to bring it up, because I'm not going to cut off the mountings and re-weld them all. Well, not unless customer wants me to. It's that sort of dog shit type welding that it's doing, you know. I suppose it'll just fall off. Anyway, but I think that's going to be a solution. Quick, easy and cheap. Because you see, what we were looking on is a Defender 200 TDI manifold, turbo and whatever assembly. Well, we can't get those anymore, so we've got to get a used one. Plus we've got to get the oil connection pipes and things like that. Plus we've got to mess about with exhaust pipes. If we can get away with all that, we're all right. Now the air intake is somewhat of an interesting prospect. Yep. You see, the thing is, let me stop rambling a bit, and we'll go and show you what my thoughts are. Here are my thoughts. All I've got to do is take off this turbo. Sounds easy, doesn't it? In fact, I don't really need to take the turbo off, but I can't get to the circlip underneath. So I think it might be wise, and I think these bolts have been off before. Look, somebody's been messing about with it. These have been off. It's difficult to say because they're stainless steel, but we'll give them a go. So we need to keep that in its same place. All right. All we've got to do is loosen off the circlip well, take it off, we'll take this housing off, and then put the outlet hose of the turbo at the top of here, right? Drill and tap 2 new holes in for this thing here, whatever it's called, this diaphragm unit, because we can't alter the position because it's got to operate the wastegate valve. Somebody's already bent it tonight. It's like a dog's hind leg. But that would allow us to get the tapping in here for the turbo pipes. Well, that's broke off, but I've got one of them, you know, and get the piece out of there if it's still in. So what I'm saying is the turbo outlet pipe will come up here. We can go down there into the bottom. The intake pipe, we can come along here and into the side. So we should have plenty of room. We could actually leave that thing as it was, but no, I don't know. We might be able to. But I think with a bit of delicate cutting and messing about, I think we can do that. It wouldn't be too bad to do. Save an awful lot of money. I'm just having a thought to myself. I wonder if I could just put a mounting in this side, or just leave the mounting as it is, jack it up and turn it. The engine would be a bit tipped. Are you with me? Like, this hasn't got a rubber mounting in, but what if we tipped the engine like that? Can you feel that? Can you hear the gears turning? Let me go and get a mounting. Here's a used mounting. We'd certainly get the height. But you know what I'm thinking now? I was just out in the container getting bits. If I took this whole assembly off and put a jack, a piece of wood and a jack under the oil pan, I could cut that shonky mounting off, because I'd get some space under here, because I'm getting rid of the alternator. I'm going to take the alternator down to the shop to get fixed, because I don't know what the hell's wrong with it. Move this out of the way, take this off the way, take the manifold off completely, undo the exhaust pipe, maybe, lift that out, and I should be able to get to the motor mount underneath. I bet you that's how they've done that. And then I can lift it up, get rid of that, turn that, do that at the same time. Hey, I might be able to flog him a block heater because I've got some, and put that in at the same time too. Oh, brilliant. This job just gets better. Yeah, that would do, because look, anything's better than that. Where's my light? Where's the light of hope? Just let me go and get it. Yeah, there's the turbo hose, look. You see how tight it is? It's almost a full 90 degrees. There's hardly any air passing that, but I know it does work. Yeah, let's do that. It is blowing a bit of oil out the side now there. That's a concern. Turbo might be shot, but if we can get it moved, that would be half of the battle. We shall see. So this was my idea. If I can get, I might have to shorten this down a bit, it doesn't really matter. But if I can get that, see that's off a 200 TDI Defender pipe. If I can take that, I've got a nice 90 degree on there, and then join that onto an almost straight with a dog leg in it, I could use the bits I've got kicking about. Yeah, that would work, wouldn't it? That looks neat. And then just a short solid pipe, and maybe even on there, maybe a 300 TDI one. Oh, have I got one? Oh, let me go and look. No, I haven't got one. But there exists in Ontario a company that sells exhaust pipe that is bent in a strange sort of way that you can cut up and weld into a pipe. And I was thinking if I bought one, I could make that go all the way down to there, and then just put a little collar here and a collar there, and just make it out of steel. Same goes for here. This is a bit larger, but it doesn't matter because I can get it swelled up. Ooh. And then just put a collar like that one, but not quite like that one, and collar steel pipe. Obviously we'd have to jack the engine up first. That's the crucial bit. We've got to get the engine up out the way first, but that would work, wouldn't it? Hey, and you know something? If I was to do that, I could make a steel pipe for the turbo to come out over here for the air intake, and perhaps put a K&N on. I don't like K&Ns, but oh, wait a minute though. If I was to do a steel pipe with a K&N, why not take it under there and shove the air filter under here? Just a K&N filter. Less noise. The possibilities are endless. Yeah, I think we could do it. Well, I no longer think we can do it. I know we can do it. And I'm just trying to save the customer a bit of money. Obviously, time's money. But I think we can work on this. I think we can make it a good truck. Yeah. Because, like I say, the engine was okay. Well, another thing I've just noticed that we've got to do. Look at this dog's dinner thing here. Look at this. Look, that's not doing anything. It's jammed almost at 90 degrees. Can you see? It's nipped the pipe up. That's the breather. Well, that's no good. If we were to take that pipe, we could come out here, over here, underground, overground, wombling free somehow, get it down there, or even come down. Oh yeah, that's right. Take this cam lift, go down here into the air cleaner pipe. Oh, sorted. Like I say, the engine is good. It pulls well. No problem with that. It's just the way it's being put in. I think I will have some exciting news for the customer this evening. Apart from the expensive booster and brake cylinder. Yeah, I think that'll work. Right, let's get this alternator off instead of talking about it, because time's getting on. It's 4:05. Want to get this down to the shop so I can get it back tomorrow.